I can determine the meaning of words and phrases as they are used in a text, including figurative and connotative meanings. Now that you know what figurative meanings are, we're going to focus on connotation and connotative meanings. Connotation is the feelings and ideas surrounding a word. So let's go ahead and look at our football team for an example. The feelings and ideas that surround a Bengal. Well, Bengal tigers are fierce, they're strong, and they're fast, which is exactly how we would want our football team to perform. What if we were the Cincinnati Slugs? Well, we associate slugs with being slow, small, and slimy. That is not how we would want our football team to perform. I think that the other football teams would be laughing at the Cincinnati Slugs. This is because of connotation. A word can make people feel or think a certain way. These feelings and ideas are the connotations of a word. Words with the same meaning can have different shades of meaning. That is, they can be understood differently. So we are going to go ahead and take a look at this neutral example. A neutral connotation would be that being on the track team has made Alan thin. We don't really have any positive or negative associations with the word thin. But we could put a positive spin on it in order to imply that he's attractively thin by saying that being on the track team has made Alan slender and lean. Because those slender and lean both mean thin, they have a more positive feeling surrounding them. You can also make it negative by saying that being on the track team has made Alan skinny and scrawny, because those imply that he's unattractively thin. So although all of these words mean the same thing, thin, we associate different things with each word. We're going to practice with Ms. Baxter. We're going to give her story a positive spin by choosing the word that has the more positive connotation to it. Ms. Baxter has been a valuable or a costly employee of this company for 3 years. Costly implies that she's costing the company a lot of money at really no benefit to the company. But we know that we want to make this positive, so we are going to say that she is valuable. In that time, she has expressed many militant or strong opinions. Both of these words mean the same thing, but we're going to select strong. Her methods of solving problems are sometimes unusual or bizarre. Most of the time, bizarre is used in a negative way. I'm going to choose unusual. In short, she was a real leader or a real show-off. Well, I have to think about myself. I'd much rather be called a leader than a show-off. Let's look at Aunt Joanna. We are going to give Aunt Joanna a more negative connotation. Sorry, Aunt Joanna. I was surprised to get a birthday gift from my Aunt Joanna. She is an inquisitive person or a real snoop. I think that I'm an inquisitive person because I like to ask a lot of questions, but I would really hate it if somebody called me a real snoop. So that's what we're going to call for Aunt Joanna. She is a real snoop, so she had asked many of my relatives what I might like. I tore the colorful paper or the gaudy paper off the package. If we are going for the negative, I'm going to say gaudy, because usually gaudy implies that there's way too much going on. The gaudy paper off the package and found a shirt made of flimsy material or delicate material. We're going to select flimsy. It was covered with detailed embroidery or fussy embroidery. Well, fussy is definitely more negative. And flashy sequins or eye-catching sequins. It was certainly a strange present or an exotic present. Well, exotic kind of implies interesting. And strange, well, that doesn't always have the best connotation to it. So we're going to look at a couple other examples. One of these is positive and one of these is negative. A powerful stink or a powerful aroma. Stink is definitely more negative, whereas an aroma, I think of a flower or a cinnamon aroma that fills the room around Christmas time. We also have a dynamic leader or a pushy leader. I would rather somebody call me dynamic rather than pushy. And finally, he squandered his money or he spent his money. Squandered definitely has that negative connotation, whereas spent is more positive or neutral. Let's look at an example from Tuck Everlasting. This is from chapter 1, where we're describing the road until it reaches the foster house. The road that led to Tree Gap had been trod out long before by a herd of cows who were, to say it the least, relaxed. It wandered along in curves and easy angles, swayed off and up in a pleasant tangent on the top of a small hill, ampled down again between fringes of bee-hung clover, and then cut sideways across a meadow. Here its edges blurred. It widened and seemed to pause, suggesting tranquil bovine picnics, slow chewing, and thoughtful contemplation of the infinite. As I read this, I see words like relaxed, easy, pleasant, pause, tranquil, bovine, slow, and thoughtful. To me, this atmosphere that the author is describing seems calm and peaceful and serene. Today you are going to read a poem, and you are going to determine the figurative and connotative meanings. As you're doing this, pay very close attention to word choice and the feelings that surround certain words. Good luck!